Welcome to Real Science for Kids. Today we are going to look at the digital membership. So you go to the homepage, rs4k.com, and you would click on the Members tab in the menu bar. Members, when we log in, we are greeted with this page. Welcome to your RS4K digital membership, a vibrant resource center for educators and parents alike. Let's do a quick review. Simplest reader is animals, and then atoms and life. And then it continues to increase in difficulty and with more words. And we can jump to the vocabulary. Bundle 2. Now we have sponges, what is science, sea jellies, energy, physics, and we introduce proteins and linear motion. And bundle 3, you can see the cell, a tiny city. It starts where we're introducing what a cell is. Knowing about cells and types of cells is hugely important, and knowing that the cells are made up of atoms and molecules further enhances your students' ability to learn and retain science, authentic science, real science. And then bundle 4, and then along with our advanced readers, and the difference between plant and animal cells. Do you know the difference between plant and animal cells? You can see the plant cell has a cell wall, and then this cell is the animal cell, and there's no cell wall. So that's why animals like humans and all the other animals out there have skeletons, and we have bones. Whereas plants, they have cell walls, and they don't need to have skeletons because their cell walls create their shape. And we review what the cell is, atoms, and molecules. Here's the science series, all of the teacher lesson plans, and you can download or print your 22 lesson plans for the book. 22 chapters, and we do that. Teacher instructions. Here's the instructions for the experiments. We have your answer keys. Get a room for notes. You have a study notebook, and answer keys are for books 1 through 4. Student quizzes and final. So that's going to be your weekly quiz. And again, you can download or print. See here we have Science Book 1, digital flipbook, and you can also jump to a page. So say you're on page 48, boom, right to page 48. So have your students, when you're finished reading on the digital text or the digital platform with the flipping book, is remember what your page number is, and that's going to be here in your top left of the screen. This is 48, 49 of 202 for Science Book 1. Chapter 5, When Molecules Meet. Then when they join, when molecules break apart. This is our Atoms First science curriculum, and the students learn the atomic paradigm. You go on to book 2, book 3, right? And then let's say we want to go to page, there's 48 again. So basic biology tools, magnifying glass, advanced biology tools, protists, different kinds of tiny creatures, how to sort. Wow, look at that. Pretty neat. Celia, very cool. So this is book 2. Let's jump to page 48, chemical reactions and atomic theory. So book 5 is a grade 5, grade 6. It depends on your reading ability. So if this is too many words for a 5th grader, then we say go down to book 4. But imagine you're just in middle school and starting and you haven't had any exposure to atomic and molecular theory, or you have been exposed to pre-atomic curriculum with mass and weight and color and density, and that's been your introduction to science and particles too small to be seen, then book 5 is a good starting point, because we want the student to be successful. We want them to not just get through the student text and the student pages, but be confident in what it is that they're learning and the vocabulary that they're learning. This is 2 pages of vocabulary. That's going to take you a little bit of time to go through and learn it, right? So right away, we just introduce the authentic science and we teach types of cells. You can see here we have book 6. This is a great starting point for 7th grade. We hear great feedback about the success students have in 7th grade when they start with book 6. All right, let's jump over to page 48. Take a look. So now we're starting to introduce and involve more the mathematics that go along with the science. And we look there at nutritional chemistry. So you can see this is a pretty comprehensive student textbook. And so it's a great starting point for a 7th grader. And book 7 is a great grade 8 through grade 10 book. You can see we have over 400 pages, and we've heard feedback that many parents and homeschoolers and co-op teachers use book 7 over 2 years in 8th and 9th grade or 7th and 8th grade. There's a lot more words on the page. And then everything is from an atomic lens. It's Adam's first curriculum. And then how do we build muscle memory so by the time your child or your student gets to high school chemistry or college chemistry, they have a muscle memory of what scientists ask, how they perform experiments, what are things to analyze, what's that process look like, and that utilizes the most recent educational research and that student pages, and the student experience is designed to set students up for success, being able to understand that yes, the world is made of atoms and molecules, and it is those atoms and molecules and how they're arranged and what other atoms and molecules they come in contact with that creates all the things that we experience in our world. An atomic lens with RS4K, Real Science for Kids, Adam's first curriculum, your learner is going to be strides ahead of all of the other students and learners who had to start with pre-atomic particles and stepping stones of macroscopic properties. We start with chemistry. RS4K starts here. And when we finish, your learner, your student, will have the cognitive framework to be able to then understand the next paradigm, and that is the quantum paradigm, and whichever new additional paradigms are created in the future. This is a preview for the RS4K digital membership. If you have any questions, please send us a note and we will get back to you quick as possible. Thank you for choosing Real Science for Kids. Your kids will thank you in the future.